Hey, what's going on, fellow YouTubers and beekeepers? Brad with Brad's Backyard Bees here. I was planning to go through a few more of my hives today than I'm going to be able to, but I do have one colony that I'm sort of concerned about. It's a small nucleus colony, so I wanted to check its food stores. It had a real possibility of danger of starvation, so it really couldn't wait, and I thought, well, I'll grab the GoPro and bring you guys along for this one. Then maybe tomorrow or the next day we'll get into more of our bees and look into feed on more of them. So we're here at my one bee yard, got our smoker lit, and we're going to dig into this colony. Okay guys, I'm back with you here. A little bit of a history with this little colony here. This is a 5-frame nucleus colony. This past fall, it was really strong, and it started into winter as a double deep 5-frame nuke. And the last time I got into it, the cluster size had gotten really small, and they were starting to struggle a little bit. I did see capped brood, I did see the queen, so I knew she was queen right, but they were indeed struggling. So what I did was, it was a fairly warmish day. I took the top box and decided to remove it and take it down to a one deep 5-frame nuke colony. In other words, they would be able to heat the area a little bit easier and whatnot. So so what we're going to do, we're going to open it up here and see what we got, see if the queen's still laying, and see how she's doing. So I'm going to set the camera down here and take a look and see what's going on. Now these girls have a little bit of a history of being a little bit feisty. Last time I was in them, they were not real happy to see me, and it's looking like it might be the same today. It's about 62 degrees out. It's a little bit borderline to be even pulling any frames, but I'm going to take a chance on it because I want to see what the queen's doing and see how she's looking. So we're going to go ahead and pull a frame or two and just see if she's brooding up any better than she was. They still appear to have a good bit of food left, which I'm glad. I was concerned about that. We're going to let a little smoke drift across them and try to get them down in a little bit off those food patties that are in here. I'd placed this other half of a date ant patty into them about a week ago. So they've started, as you can see in the middle, they've eaten pretty well the middle out of it. This is one of the full-size pieces. You can see here they're covering one full frame on both sides, and then the partial side of 2 others. So they're really small, they're weak. I think if they've made it this far, we're probably going to be okay. I think the key to it now is just get some nice weather, and once the nectar flows gets here, she'll kick into gear pretty good, and she will start raising maybe more brood. But let's see if we have any here present now. So when you're going through one of these, you always want to take your outside frame out first. You can see it's just an empty frame of comb. See here, just another empty frame. Looks like some younger bees, so that's a good sign that she's probably raising brood. I suspect the brood will be on this next frame I'm going to pull here. And we do have brood, and there's our queen. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera or not. There's our queen right down there. This is a buckfast queen. You see here we have capped brood. They're taking care of it, quite a good pattern. Looks like there's some nectar. I'm not sure where they'd be getting that at this time of year, but oh wow. So the other side of this frame is quite a nice frame here. Try to move some of the bees out of the way. Look at all this capped brood. It's a good sign. Once all that hatches, this colony will pick up where it needs to be. I see some fresh eggs, so the queen's laying. I see larvae in the larval state, and then the capped pupa. Yeah, they're looking good. Let's check the other frame while we're at it. It's really interesting. I'm not sure where they would be getting nectar this time of year, but I'm seeing wetness in the cells. Some kind of nectar source they're finding. That or somebody has a hummingbird feeder out or something. I don't see any red in it though. Okay, well since it's not real warm out, we're going to close this back up. That's a good sign. She's laying quite well. I think they'll recover just fine. The population will increase. One thing about it, most bees, they're not going to lay any more brood than what they can take care of or cover, because this time of year they have to keep that brood warm. So we'll just go ahead and put things back together. Put our feed shim on. Put our feed patties back down in. One thing about when you're feeding, you definitely want to keep the feed over the brood area. Put our I use quilt boxes on a good many of my hives, so we'll put that back on. Try not to crush many bees. Try not to get them trapped in the shavings box. Say they are not exactly the happiest today. They're not too bad. We'll check this in about a week, and we'll make sure that they still have feed. So we got the hive put back together. You can see they're bringing in some sort of pollen. The entrance there. It's probably my other bee yard. I have a bowl of pollen out. They're probably foraging up there for some of it, which is good. They like to forage. There's one right there with pollen in its pollen baskets on its legs. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So they should be fine. That's a good promising look here. So I appreciate you guys coming out here this morning. Sorry we can't check out any more hives today. Like I said, I wasn't able to have time to get it too deep into too many of them, but tomorrow, the next day, I'll bring you guys along as we put some feed on the rest of them. Appreciate you watching. Remember, if you like these videos or you find them helpful, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any that come out. And this is Brad with Brad's Backyard Bees. Talk to you guys later.